Okay, you guys, so this is going to be the last one on talking about the raising black girls from that comment, or the struggles of raising black girls. Okay. Oh, I have to hurry up and get out the car. But anyway, so what I want to talk about is that it might help to sometimes for these parents, it might help to look at how they react to things. It might help for them to look at themselves in the mirror. Here's why. Now this is just an example of something I've been through, because it's not about race. Like I said, I don't comment on how somebody should raise their child, but I will talk about my experience in dealing with spiritual warfare. Okay, and I've spoken a few times of how I've had family members, a mother and a brother, who have been doing spiritual work because they've had certain blood contracts taken out and all that stuff, and they've been doing spiritual work. Okay, and I was so angry about it, rightfully so. You hear this stuff because I'm kind of pretending to look at my purse because I'm parked somewhere outside of a plaza and it's a security guard, and I don't think we should just be sitting here like this. But I'm gonna say this real quick. I was very angry about it, rightfully so. But, sometimes I look at tarot cards just for myself. I don't read them professionally. And so what I did was what can I do to, make it, not necessarily make it out of it. Well, yeah, make it out of it, but for it not to be so bad. And the hostilities card, because it was an energy oracle card, the hostilities card was reversed. Okay, when I pulled the card, it was hostilities card reversed. That means that I have to change my emotion, the way I'm reacting to what they're doing emotionally. Even though I have every right to be upset that they continue to try to kill me, I think you should be upset if people keep trying to kill you. Okay, but at the same time, they're still winning. Now somebody can get to come in and say, yeah, because you don't want to give them the power. Yeah, but it's upsetting when somebody keep trying to kill you. Sometimes when you don't have that experience and people just say it, it's easier said than done. But I can say it because I'm continually having this experience where I'm constantly having to block their work. And I have, just constantly having to block their work on top of having my own day to deal with. I have to block their mess. So what I'm saying is I'm saying all this not to get back into the stuff I've been through, because I cover a lot of that on my other channel called Journey into Highest Potential. I cover that on that channel. I don't get into all of that over here, But I say that to say they're still at it, but a lot of things changed in my energy field. Okay, a lot of things changed in my energy field when I stopped reacting in a way that I was just so angry about it. Okay, when I stopped reacting in a way I was so angry about it, then my energy field changed. Okay, and so what I'm saying is this. Okay, when it comes to raising, when you say you have to do so much spiritual work and with the kind of spirits these girls have in them, I would want to stay away from trying to criticize these girls from whatever spirit they have. It almost sounds like judgment on these girls. Now, I'm not saying that it's not a hard job to raise them, because like I told you, I don't talk about things I don't know about, but your comment, it sounds like frustration and it sounds like judgment on them. It sounds like judgment. And I think what you might have to do, and what people just have to start learning how to do, is work on how they react first. Work on yourself first, if you haven't already done so. I don't know what you've done. Like I said, you just left one comment, and so I don't know, and I don't even know if this person is going to hear this message. That's why they need to just have their own channel. But you might want to look at yourself first. You might want to work on yourself first. Instead of constantly trying to stop what's going on with them and getting frustrated with them and trying to get some spirit out of them, make sure that spirit ain't in you. Make sure that spirit is not in you. That's why I say, and you say, well, it's not in me. Why? Because you don't behave a certain way. Maybe it's not really active in you because you're all grown up now. You're all grown up now, and you're not being exposed to an environment that will activate that spirit again. Okay, so whatever's in your girl could be something that's dormant in you. You don't know. That's why I say look at yourself first. Look at yourself, get some spiritual work on yourself, and after you did everything you could to yourself. This is how I approach my family, knowing goodness well they dead wrong for trying to kill me over and over again to get some money. I still had to look at myself first and work on everything possible on myself and then get to them. I had to work on myself first and then get to them. So what I'm saying is that you talking about these spirits that's in these girls. You talking about the baby daddy that's in these girls. You might want to question, have you worked on yourself? You might want to question if you don't like the father's ways that's in these girls. You might want to question what was it that attracted you to that baby's father. Now I'm just being honest, because people want to talk about well, you don't talk about this, you don't talk about that, and I'm not hopping on the comments, and once again, this is just general that people say stuff like that. But then when it comes to telling you to look at yourself, you get angry, you dislike, and all this mess right here. And in some cases even flag the channel because your feelings got hurt. You wanted me to go along with putting down your daughters. I'm not going to put down your daughters because I wasn't born in the doggone 2000s. I don't know what it's like. Like, I don't know what it's like to be a doggone mother and raise a child. I don't know what it's like to be born after the doggone 70s. You got to think about that too. You know, I was listening to a person who has a YouTube channel. She went underground now. A lot of you guys know about her. She talk about dark wisdom a lot. And what she had said was, a young lady said to her, left a comment for her and said, you know what? I don't know what it's like to have never been called a bitch or a hoe. Because in these lyrics, in this music, that's all these girls hear now. And so I think you might want to work on yourself and get away from so much judgment. Okay, because I'm seeing a lot of judgment. Because not only is it hard to raise a child, period, I don't care if you're black, white, or whatever, now you're dealing with black girls. And so you got it. And then if you're going to have them, leave them in the black neighborhood like that, in the very neighborhood that abuses them, then, you know, first of all, you might want to look at why are you attached to a black neighborhood? If you have her in this black neighborhood, you still raising her in the black neighborhood, having her go to black schools. You might want to look at why you feel like it's necessary to have her to stay in black neighborhoods, if she's even in there. Okay, you might want to look at that, because as hard as it is, a struggle with black girls, sticking her in the black neighborhood could be worse. And I also talk about how the raising of black girls are going to be different, because from the day she's born, a lot of times they're only told that they're only good for making babies and having sex. You know, like I said, some of these black girls, they grow up not hearing real music, so they grow up like not hearing themselves being called anything different than a bitch or a hoe. And then the mothers try to understand why they are not like, you know, maybe white girls. You know, I'm not saying that this commenter said that, so I'm not saying that. Let's not, you know, I'm just saying that some of these mothers expect something else that could be impossible from these girls. Now, I'm not giving these black girls a pass, because yeah, they are rebellious. They are, but to me, black women are rebellious, period. I can 100% agree that black girls can be rebellious. I 100% agree with that comment. But I also 100% feel that black women, period, are rebellious. So if black girls are rebellious, look at the black women. Look at the generations that came before these black girls. Because I feel like black women, period, are rebellious. I feel like black women, period, reject truth. I feel like black women, period, reject wisdom. That's how I feel. So if that's the problem in these little girls, look at the people that's older than them. Okay? So, that is it. But like I said, from the beginning, you might, if you have not done so already, you might, and this is not just advice for that commenter, this is for anybody. You might want to work on yourself entirely. And this is not to say that you have not done so. So this is not to say you haven't done it. This is not to judge you. But you might wonder, if you're talking about these spirits that's in this girl, when you give birth to a child, a lot of times these spirits pass through the mother to the child. So when these spirits, you could be looking at yourself. You very well could be looking at a mirror with your daughters or your daughter. You could very well could be looking at a mirror. So I would suggest first, work on yourself. Even if it's not you, because you say you see the child's father, but then you want to analyze why you chose that man to have a child with. You might want to look at that. Okay, if it's such a problem that his ways, because for example, there's a YouTuber named Lennon Honor, and I'm not going to put him on a pedestal. Somebody might want to say, well, I don't like him. Okay, fine. I'm not here to talk about people's personal lives. I will say this. I doubt that his wife, if you ever heard of Lennon, Lenon, Honor, Honor, he's a YouTuber. If you ever heard of him and you heard he talked about his wife, you've seen his wife, I doubt that she would be concerned. I'm pretty sure that a lot of his ways, it does take two. It takes two to make a child. You know that. I know you know that. So I bet that a lot of his ways are in his daughters as well. But you know what? I doubt that his wife is complaining. Why? Because she chose the right man to have children by. Okay? She chose the right man to have children by. So regardless of a lot of Lennon Honor's ways are in the daughters, it could be perfectly fine with the mother because she chose the right man. Okay? And you might want to look at why you chose this guy to procreate with. You just might want to look at that. And like I said earlier, and this is not to put nobody down. But when your child is acting a certain way and you keep finding yourself just hitting the wall, it's because you might not be addressing your own shadow. Now, I don't know. So don't get defensive in the comment section telling me all the things that you done did for yourself. I don't know. But you might not be addressing your shadow, and these girls might be your shadow showing itself to you. Okay? So, all I'm saying is that before you get so frustrated with your girls or girl, whoever, you might want to completely work on yourself first and see what spirits are in you. And after you finish working on yourself, which could take a year if you haven't done so already, then you address what's going on. You can really, really tackle what's going on with these girls after you done completely worked on yourself. But irregardless, it's still difficult with these girls. I saw a viral, I guess it was a viral Facebook video or something, of a black woman who found out that she was pregnant, but she was pregnant with a girl, and she just fell to her knees and started crying when she found out she was pregnant with a girl. And you had these loving light people in the comment section talking about, oh, she needs to be happy that she's blessed enough to have a child. She needs to be happy. See, that's these loving light people. Because a person who has a little bit of dark in them will understand why this lady fell to her knees. For the exact reasons that you're talking about. The black girls, I don't care how many times these women talk about how they black boys could be a target of white supremacy and they get shot down by police. I don't care how hard they say it is, how hard the little black boy have it in America. The black girl have it 20 times harder than this black boy. And that's why she fell to her doggone knees. Okay? But anyway, like I said, just try to, those girls behaving that way, that could be your shadow coming up. It could be your own shadow. It could be yourself. It could be something that you didn't address when you were their age. It could have been something that you didn't address when you were a little girl. It could be that, and it's probably time to address it. So anyway, that'll be it, and I'll talk to you soon.